Hey guys, I'm just waiting for a few more people to get on here. This is Casey at the Guardian Oracle. My kids like to touch my phone, so I'm gonna adjust that. Alright. How's everybody doing? My camera's crooked. I think that's gonna drive me nuts. Today I sat and meditated on the energy, and I will say I definitely got a lot of messages, channeled messages. Let's see if I can fix that. Okay. I'm going to start off by clearing the space. For those that are new to my channel, my name is Casey. I am a channeler of spirit. I tap into heavenly realms. I work with ascended masters, galactic beings, passed on loved ones. I am a psychic medium. I have the ability to channel messages from anything when I am open to it. Sometimes it's a lot because messages come to me all day, every day, so sometimes it's like an open door that I have to learn how to maneuver through, because I'm also a mom. I have children, and well, they're all my children, but stepchildren, and it's hard to function in, I want to be all spiritual, a lot of the time, and sometimes it's hard to be in the physical realm because I can get so sucked into the physicalities or the spirituality in the physical realm. Since I started to awaken, I find myself spacing out most of the time, which actually my nickname when I was younger was Spacey Casey. So I have felt a huge shift in the energy just since last night. It was a day. We all have a day, right? It was a day, and it was pretty warm. I think it got up to like 81 degrees here in Idaho, where I live. I'm close to Boise, and it was sunny, and I took my 6-month-old and my 2-year-old, and my 6-month-old is really fussy. She's got one of her front teeth are coming in. So I took her outside, and I figured, hey, being in nature always is nice to get out of the house and just kind of clear the energy. Plus she was getting like super sweaty and hot. So I was like, it's nice. It was evening. It was probably closer to, I would say, 6 o'clock. And I went and sat in the hammock, and both of them sat in there with me. And I noticed as soon as I got out there, I was, praying, talking to my guides and ancestors and speaking in my light language. And I don't know what it was about the 2 trees that my hammock was tied to, but it was like I was working simultaneously with Gaia. And my daughter calmed right down. She was so happy to be out there, and all the birds came and started landing in the tree and chirping. And then pretty soon, as I was sitting there, the wind started to pick up as I was speaking in my light language a little bit more. And it was time for dinner, so we come in, and as I was coming in, I could see like a big wall cloud of like a darker cloud, and it had been a beautiful day. Like I said, it was in the 80s. And I went inside and took care of a few things, and the next thing I know, I turn around, and all the way across the house, I'd never seen a rainbow so bright. And not only a rainbow, but 2 rainbows. And I posted it on my community page if you guys want to look at that. But it was like a huge portal. Everything on the inside of the rainbow was so bright in there. It was like its own different vortex. And then on the outside of the rainbow was dark, but the rainbow literally went right over the house. And it was, I've never seen it so wide and so, I don't know, but I do know. I feel like I manifested that because I've been asking for the answers and the change that I'm hoping to see. I wonder what is reflecting off my face. It's probably that crystal, yeah. Um, so with that being said, I felt the energy shift, and I feel like we're moving into, like, literally just that rainbow felt like there was a huge energetic shift within the energy. Even what I had been feeling, I know the collective right now is going through some stuck points as these cards don't want to shuffle. And I wouldn't say it's stuck. I think that we're being forced to make some very serious decisions about life, people that we're with, family members, jobs. Um, Bottom of the deck, we got 10, 11, take action. That it's time to take action. And I feel like a lot of our contracts that we came in with, it wasn't to hang on to people who are unwilling to go through the dark night of the soul. It's not our job to, who was there for you when you went through your dark night of the soul? And for those of you that don't know what a dark night of the soul is, it's when you start to awaken up and the illusion and your ego starts to fall away. And for me, when I went through the dark night of the soul, all I really seen was what I wasn't doing, how I was being to others. I would say, this guy's a real asshole, and like spirit would literally show me in how many places I'd been an asshole too. No matter how many times I wanted to point the buck to somebody else, like every song I would play like an Eminem song, F you mom, it would always be how I'm not being the best mom. Like no matter how hard I tried, everything was mirrored back to me exactly the state of which I was being. And so I feel like those of you in the dark night of the soul, you lose a lot of people because you're fighting literally your spirit and the ego, the soul and the ego. And we come here with a personality that we chose. We chose a personality that we would have in a space that we would come into, and the people that we would entangle with. And I think that a lot of us have passed a lot of those lessons. A lot of us has passed the tests in so many areas. And it's not just like one. I think there's a lot of the collective that I'm speaking to have been going through several awakenings just through all these eclipses and the 2024, it feels like super jam-packed, but I feel like not. I feel like there's two different parts of the collective, like those ones that aren't far behind, but I feel like really fast they're going to catch up and they're going to make a big leap, and they're going to be where others who have been working on their stuff for 10, 15, 20 years, those ones that I'm talking to have just been waiting, waiting for things to shift, waiting for people to catch up. I mean, because some of us have soul contracts with other people that are supposed to be waking up too. So we don't wait for people. We don't. We keep moving on, and we hold space for them, and we pray, and we send them love, because love is the greatest gift that you can give anybody, to include yourself. It's important that we don't get away from knowing that we are spiritual beings having a physical experience. Yes, things down here seem hard, but last night I was looking up at the stars and, talking with my guides, and it's just, what we're down here is just a small time. When we get back to the other side, we're like, oh, send me back, because it's like a movie clip. It's so short. But when we're down here, we have to live in duality, so it makes it feel so heavy and hard. So I'm encouraging anybody who's listening that this might be your message. There is a big shift coming. You have a big choice to make. Yes, you have the ability to make this choice. And if you make this choice and you take the leap, that you are going to be abundant in what you've been working on the hardest. You cannot take certain people with you. Though you making a move on this soul path, also sets other people in alignment for them to have an awakening, for them to wake up, for them. It's not that we don't love them. It's just that we don't resonate with them. They need to wake up. They need to realize, and when I say wake up, I'm talking about the spiritual self. I keep seeing my camera go light and dark, and they have to be able to realize that they are in their shadow until they come into the light. Unfortunately, we go through the veil of forgetfulness. I don't know why I said all that, but I feel like a lot of you already know that. It's obvious. I think that this decision that you're going to have to make is in the flesh very scary, because this is going to be the biggest leap you've made in a long time. And you can do it deep down inside. There's a piece of your ego left, which is where your faith's going to come in at once you make this move, that you're going to show that aspect of yourself that you can trust your higher self to lead, that you don't need the ego and that sense of security, right? That's why we have, and I wouldn't say the ego's all bad. We would be nothing without the ego. We all have to have a personality. It's okay. It's when we can have an enmeshment with the two, that's when we start. That, to me, I believe, to walk in your spirit and to have your personality, but in a loving aspect. I mean, to me, I would love to have both. And I think that I know that I can do that because I love this personality. I chose it. I chose to be a female. I chose to look the way that I look. I chose to have a million kids. I chose a pretty rough path for the most part through addictions and military and my home life as a child. I chose those things, and it's just unfortunate it took me till I was 30 years old to actually start waking up. This year, July 3rd, I will actually be 36 years old, and this has been like, I would never go back from where I'm at right now. I would never want to be asleep again, ever. All right. Holy Spirit, holy angels, guardians of the light, Archangel Michael, I call on you to guard the gates as I channel this information. My intention is to ground this energy and to deliver these messages for the greater good of all, for the highest greater good of all. I ask that you would get me out of the way and allow me to be a channel of the light. Divine Master within, the voice of the inner teacher, I call on you now. Awaken and activate. I am willing to remember you, and so it is. Divine Masters, keepers of ancient wisdom, I call on you now. Thank you for revealing to me what I need to know. I am willing to listen, and so it is. Deshete kutre parae teroye terenaye sherete kiopote. Te umana na ye kirete o shikreta paye te umana ye tete o tutuye sharatea. Pashire kiratuye peye no ye te kirete o poyete na ye te. So mote it be. All right. Let's start off with some of these channeled messages. Got Ash everywhere. I heard Ash Wednesday. I got 3 pages of channeled messages today, so when I said Spirit wasn't playing, I wasn't playing. Okay, the first song that I channeled was Come and Get Your Love by Redbone. The color red. What's the matter with your mind? You look so divine. Inner fire. A need for fun. The time has come. Feeling empty in fleeting moments throughout the day. And right now I have like a sensation to want to sneeze. 808. 808. Let's see. Then I went over here and I got numbers. Number 740. 941. 941, I'm being told to tell you to look up angel number 941. 313. 819. 316. I got the names Missy, Albany, New Hampshire, long awaited reset, isotope, Malignant. I looked up malignant, and it means to deteriorate. And it also obviously said something about death, but we all know that we all don't take that so seriously. It could mean something else. Parasite. Trust in the process. Talking to the stars. Love is always the key. Honeybee. Misconception. Alligate. And that was really strong when it came through, so I looked it up, and it means to bind or attach to something. Encryption. Encoded information. Long-awaited reset. Oh, I already said that twice. So maybe we were just talking about a long-awaited reset. Making a decision. Take the leap. The names. Mark. Mesopotamia. Albuquerque. New Mexico. Jessica Joe. Jersey. Jessup. I wanted to write, it's Clement, but I wanted to write it with a C, and then my guides were like, no, write it with a K. So maybe somebody's name starts with a K. Clement. To acclimate. Ecclesiastics came up, and then I looked that up, and we know it's a part of the Bible, but it also on 2 sources on there said, aka the preacher. Preacher's daughter. Red light. Skip the ad. 2 right turns, and I have a little burn mark above where I wrote that from the sage on turns. Green means go. I'm telling your mom. I'm telling mom. Okay, so let's jump right in here. Today, for some reason, I feel like I'm delaying or delayed. Like, maybe we're trying to delay something or prolong something from happening or coming about, because it's like, I know there's a big message here. I felt it strongly. Today I had a need to, today I actually cut my hair and color my own hair. I felt my need to do something different, to make a change within any aspect. I knew there was a change. When I was doing this, I was listening to oldies. I had it cranked up. When I woke up this morning, I started my day off, which I never really do, with music. Pulled up, opened all the blinds, and was listening to music. Today, I was feeling it, like something really changed over the night. It also rained here where I am at in Idaho. It was raining while those rainbows were here, and it was like, it was beautiful. It was like a mist. All right, let's get some numbers. Holy Spirit, holy angels, for the highest good of others, allow me to be the channel. I want the card to come all the way out, please, for the collective and what they need most right now. 0330. Lucky shirt. Love, peace, hope, and optimism. Transferring responsibility to others. Progress, creativity. Pursue your goals and get what you want. It will provide wonderful benefits for you and the people you hold dear. Your ability to communicate is improving at this time, which will make it easier for you to interact with a broad spectrum of individuals. 0330. The 3s are touching. They're together. The 3s. What else do we have? Holy Spirit, holy angels, benevolent beings of the light. 1818. Willpower. Achievement, success, striving forward, prosperity, go-getters, courage, luck. Wow. Significant events are on the cards for you. See, I told you about to blow up in this reading. You will progress in your endeavors and gain new experiences. The right people and resources will put you on your path. An excellent proposal or change is coming up. You're destined for greatness. We just talked about that. What did that say about significant events are on the cards for you? 1818. And I have a feeling that my collective is also pull their own cards. And with that being said, I feel like even reading your own energy, you've noticed that the energy has shifted just over the last 3 days. Because the 3s for me in this is very, they just keep showing me how they're together. It's like the first 3 days and the second set of 3 days. that there's going to be I don't even have 3 fingers. There they are to hold up. 3, 3. Something big is coming. You're destined for greatness. We were talking about this immense change. Highest messages for the collective. 2323. Endless cycles. Charisma, communication, society, movement, journey, repetitive circumstances, and patterns. There's some truth you're resistant to accept over and over again until you're tired of restraint beyond depression. It takes a decision to live life for yourself. Life is all about passion. Then you make a change and the world around you follows. So being passionate about the change to come. It's scary, yeah, I know, and I feel like somebody really needs to hear this. You came here for this. Our brains don't understand because our body's like, because when we go through shifts, it's like, fuck, here we go again, right? It's always something new. We're always waiting for the other foot to drop. I was called here on a mission. Take the weight of the world off your shoulders. Truth is my teacher. But we know this change is coming. We know it's inevitable. Either we make the change, or whoever I'm talking to, you've got to follow through. You're being guided through it. You're not doing this alone. I heard one more. 4. I always do things in 3. That's a change. Listen to the call. Maybe you're going to be asked to do something different, and within that, I'm going to put that back in there because I want it to pop all the way out indefinitely. I want to know that this is what was chosen for me. I need the exact signs without a doubt. Like that. 222. And this wanted to fall over here on this card. 222. Alignment. Connections, friendships, romantic relationships, family ties, balance, life, choice, compromise, commitment, and trust. How do you move forward to your life's true calling? Do what makes you happy. Your enthusiasm is what keeps you going. Follow your interest if it is piqued by something. Following these routes will help you discover your life's purpose. I think that is a really big question. What came out? Ascending. Learning and expansion. Transcending. Preparing for union. A new phase. I put that on the 1818, on the timeless endless cycles and the willpower. You have the power to make this change. There's nothing to be afraid of. The cycle that you're in is already old and worn out. It's not feeling. It's lost its purpose. You've learned the lesson. It's time to move on. Tell me about this ascending, Holy Spirit, holy angels. What is this ascension? Talk to me about this ascension. I asked for this message to tie together for the collective. Telepathy. Close soul connections. Harmoniously synchronized reenactment of telepathic moments. Soul connection is close. Soul connection ascending. It's like right now I'm hearing somebody that's in the 5D. It's like being able to communicate. Somebody's already there. Somebody that you're supposed to be with. Somebody that's waiting for you. In the 5th dimension. It's not that you're going anywhere. It's that through your mind, your portal of your mind, you are ascending to a higher conscious awareness so that you can become, excuse me, in alignment. Another card for this ascending, learning and expansion, transcending the past, preparing for union, a new phase, and then we have close soul connection, harmoniously synchronized, reenactment. So we've already had this reenactment of telepathic moments. Openness. Be open to receiving divine guidance in relationships. Here we go with the relationships again. Well, I read what comes out. So if we're getting on the relationship, I also want to let all my watchers know that energy is always changing. Just like it went from last night to today, a huge shift, even if in my own light and the energy and how I feel. I want you to know that if you make a certain choice or have a reaction to something, you can shift timelines through a simple choice, which can either take you back 2 roads is what I'm hearing, They're showing me what 2 right turns. 2 right turns, or you can go forward on the straight and narrow. It's like, don't deviate from the path that you're on. You're so close. Openness. Wow. Leave what's in the past in the past. That went right behind me. Leaving them in the past. Acceleration. Speed up and chase the results that you want. I also channeled messages about red light, green means go. Knowing when to stop, knowing when to go. Bottom of the deck, we have Cupid. Love is in the air when Cupid is around. Guide me, Spirit. I heard go to the animal deck. Okay. Spirit, animal deck, I ask that you give me some answers here. I want to talk about this openness. Be open to receiving divine guidance in a relationship. Openness, being open. Help me clarify this card. It's got a big old tree with a bright light behind it. And the roots are uprooting in this tree, actually. They're not all the way in the ground. It's a big tree. You would think a big tree like that's roots would be really deep, unless everything around it is starting to fall away. My music cut out. That is a confirmation. 820. That's a 10. End of a cycle, new beginnings. The bat, transition. I asked about openness. Be open to receiving divine guidance in a relationship. You must pay attention to the signs around you. The transition may seem frightening at first, but you must let go of old habits and patterns that no longer serve your higher calling. They would only hinder your growth. And that's what I was just talking about, is we can take 2 right turns. And I feel like when they say right turns, I don't know, does somebody that you're not supposed to be with, or that is draining your energy or siphoning off of you, is it a job? Do you take 2 right turns from the straightaway to get there? I don't know. Maybe that's going to be for somebody. Let's talk about this ascending, learning and expansion. Let me clarify that. Spirit animals, totem animals. I rarely ever have them flip over in the deck like that. Coyote. Playfulness. This is a reminder to not take things too seriously and bring more balance between wisdom and playfulness. You might need to lighten up about a matter that has been on your mind for a while. You know, I felt that today when I was listening to the music, and I told you that that's how I was feeling, is I felt like, why the hell am I going to take it so serious? Either way, whether I make the choice or the universe shifts me into that, either way. Because some things I believe are actually fated. I just heard a big bang on the outside of my shed. 822. That's a 12. Somebody needs to look up angel number 822. Hey, Essie, what's up, girl? I don't even know. Are you a female? I would assume. I haven't checked out your profile. Essie's a girl's name, right? Not that it even matters. 2 right turns is going backwards. Oh, shit. Thanks for pointing that out. Thank you, Starman. It is. Oh! See, sometimes we need the soul family to help a gal out. See, it takes all of us when we work together. Like, you see something that I don't see. That's awesome. Yeah, why the hell would you want to take 2 right turns and be headed back? Coyote, playfulness. All right, let's hit this telepathy. Close soul connections, harmonious synchronicities, reenactment of telepathic moments. Let's define this card, Holy Spirit. Elephant, forgiveness. Ooh, I really feel like you have experienced telepathy with this person. If you are feeling angry about a past issue, the elephant is asking you to discover the more vulnerable feelings behind that anger. You are being asked to forgive and to be gentle with others. What did I just read that had others in it too? I was out here setting up my stuff, and my 2-year-old comes out and she goes, "Mom, elephant." Air pant is what she calls it. And then she knocks over some of my cards, and the card that she actually hit when she said that was the Dragon's Duel, inner conflict, morality, and a conscious choice, number 23, which sums up to a 5 in numerology, the number of a change. Leave it out. Okay. Elephants, people don't forget anything, right? Acceleration, let's clarify that. A need for playfulness, all the way out. The spider. Ooh. Manifestation. You have your web in life. What you see before you is the result of your thoughts. If your current reality does not suit you, then it is time to make changes through conscious manifestation. Your energy can bring all you desire. Maybe you don't. Maybe it's not like leaving actually a physical place. For some of you, it is. Definitely. I'm going to confirm that for some. And for those of you, you know if this is your story or not. And even when I'm saying this right now, you get like something in the pit of your stomach that makes you feel nervous. But it's the jump that you need. Time to make changes through conscious manifestation. Maybe this change is really in the mindset, right? We talked about making a choice and how that has that can shift you on a timeline. I'm kind of like blanking out today. Like, I don't know. It's different channeling today for some reason. It's like I don't have to go far, but I almost want to sit in the energy. It's like I feel stalled or like things are being prolonged. Jessica, did I not channel that name? I channeled your name, seriously. Is your middle name Joe? I've channeled Jessica on like 3 of my live readings. I'm not joking you. Today was Jessica Joe. That would be way too synchronistic if it was Joe. Okay, let's get some guidance on this transition and openness. Some guidance, please. This is my Krishna deck that I just got. Sometimes, like with these decks, I'm not sure, like, I like to match them up with other cards, but I don't know, I just felt like grabbing it and going. Maybe somebody just needs to grab it and go and not think about how it's going to look or how it's going to match. That Spirit says, don't worry, I'm going to make it tie together. Again, on the animal deck card. 31 decision. We're talking about... God, and it's like my memory is not like an elephant because I can't remember shit today. It's like, here today, gone tomorrow. It's like I am not all the way... I'm in here, but maybe it's like... But it's a peaceful feeling. I don't feel overwhelmed. I don't feel like I'm over analyzing things or making things piece together. It feels calm. Number 31, a decision with this transition. It's up to you to make this decision. Krishna. Nothing is by accident. Speak up to the universe. Number 24, wholeness for the playfulness. It's like coming back to your center. I really need to get a better camera at some point. But if you look in the elephant and Krishna's, what the elephant is holding, it's like a ball and it's got the Star of David. Maybe it's on my middle finger. Maybe you're putting your middle finger up and saying, fuck this. Wholeness. Determination. That's the root chakra being grounded. Today I actually decided to burn a red candle with the intention of grounding this energy, and a blue today for speaking the truth. Maybe somebody needs to speak the truth to you or hasn't spoke the truth to you. How is, actually right now what I want to go with, and that actually pulled out on there, and I said I would pull that wolf, inner strength. You may be facing a challenge you feel less than prepared for. This is a reminder that you have all the tools in your spiritual treasure chest to handle this effectively. Take a step back and try to take a look at it with fresh eyes. Where do I want to go? Let's talk about the frequency of this change. What's up with this love? That's what I'm saying. It's like, is this a loving situation? 2. remembrance, which is actually came out in reverse. I don't read reversals, but the fact that it was upside down, maybe trying not to remember something, and it's number 38, which is 11, which when I see 11, that's my yes number. So yes, maybe somebody's trying not to remember something. Maybe somebody's trying to throw something away. The frequency of remembrance supports our memory of everything that we have gone through as a soul in body, providing us with valuable information and tools to follow gracefully with and in this life. Gracefully. Number 31, magic. The frequency of magic supports our intrinsic ability to grow and expand beyond this moment, to move towards possibilities and expressions that are as grand and profound as we can imagine. All that is required is our belief in their manifestation. We're already talking about manifestation. Maybe somebody's trying to manifest telepathy with somebody else to be able to have, like, I heard secret or subtle conversations. It's like every animal is facing towards the spider, which is the manifestation. It's like you're being, like, super guided to make this change. I feel like somebody's soul is affected by this in some way or another. If you're on the opposite end of doing the benevolent thing, and which I don't really think that somebody would be watching my channel. I mean, we all have trolls that, are not of very high vibration, but either you're the person that is, like, needing to make this shift in the way that you communicate with others, in the way that you are holding so tight to something that somebody had done to you, that what you're not realizing is that that's the key. And one of the messages that I channeled was love is the key. Love is always the key. Maybe you need to make a change of mind in the way that you're perceiving the situation, and maybe remember that we all we're unhealed at some point or another, and to forgive a person, because remember, do you really want to come back next lifetime and be doing the same shit with them again? You don't know what'll happen to somebody tomorrow. You don't know how things like that work. You don't know if the last thing you said was take a flying fuck and fuck off, right? And something terrible happens, and then you're stuck with that. And it was so small. Deep down, you really love this person. They really matter to you. And maybe your ego's in the way. Maybe that's what your spirit guides are trying to tell you, is maybe we need to check the bag at the door. Maybe we need to take a look at what we're carrying in our suitcase. Is it necessary to carry around all this weight? How are we going to make room in that for this vacation that Spirit's about to take us on when it's filled with old dirty socks? Does that make sense? It's not Jessica Joe. Well, it's Jessica. I love that name. My best friend's name was Jessica. Blowing kisses. I don't know why my eyes are drawn to this. Unconditional love. Giving and receiving. Fairness and love. Affection returns. See, and that goes right on point with what I was just saying about blowing bubbles. Maybe this person chews a lot of gum. She's got, like, longish red hair with, like, a really bright highlight in the front. Maybe this person has bangs. Maybe this is somebody that always wears, like, a baggy sweater or something. Maybe that's you. Affection returned. I think that if you give, you'll be able to receive. This isn't for everybody. But this is for somebody who is trying to ascend. This is somebody that's trying to find the inner strength to realize you want this transition. And I think that there's just a few last small things that you have to, I wouldn't say backtrack, but you don't have to go and literally talk to somebody. You can do it in spirit, in prayer. And you can say, and it is nice for them to know that I'm willing to let go of this. This is not something that I need to carry. This is extra baggage. I'm ready for new. I'm ready to unload my backpack. I'm ready to be able to give somebody the forgiveness, because you don't know what that does for somebody else. Or maybe somebody needs to forgive you. And maybe that's a reason, that's something that you've been hanging on to, is the fact that you haven't received this forgiveness. Hey Wade, what's up? Thanks for joining. It's all about family, man. The connected consciousness, right? Wade pops on here at this exact time. Oh, 8:33. What a coinkydink, right? But there's no coincidences talking about family equals connection and consciousness. You can't make it up. We're sitting here talking about forgiving others. Do we want to transcend? Do we want to move forward so that we can have this love, so that we can have this job? It's an inner job. We're not here working on other people, and that's part of the reason why some of us are stuck and haven't moved forward out of that relationship we're not supposed to be in, or out of our family's house, because we feel like we need to either carry people on our back, or that some of the stuff that's been done to us just resonates so deeply. Maybe we have said I forgive you, but energetically are still packing it around. What I'm being told is the place that you're going to be met with lots of things like that. There's going to be a lot of people like that. That you're being tested. Test big and small. Unlimited possibilities at the bottom of the deck. You know, sometimes I forget that I'm actually an Oracle channel, a reader, but then I also remember, like, eventually I don't think I'll even use cards because spirit just comes through. And like right now I'm burning up. I'm really warm. In my shed, I opened both of the doors and let fresh air in, and it started cooling off in here. And now I'm just like, I feel really warm right now. Number 38, growth. For anybody who's asking a question right now, your answer is yes. These cards are so dark and hard to see. It's got two, those aren't chestnuts. What do those squirrels carry around? With that acorn? With that little thing on the top? Is that an acorn? Can you guys even see it? I think it's an acorn. Yeah. I feel like to tell somebody to look up the significance of finding an acorn spiritually. I would be interested to see, because squirrels put nuts away for later so that they have something. Growth. By two leaves, and the leaves look like they have fallen on the ground. Like, it reminds me of fall. Maybe it's fall somewhere for somebody, and maybe you're reaping your harvest. Number 30, divine timing. It's got the evil eye within a pyramid. It's not feeling, what do I need here? Maybe somebody just feels like an engagement ring. Let's not do that again. It flies right over on that deck. I'm serious. The owl, 31. Is that an owl? Yes. Why am I questioning everything today? Never do that. It's like I'm questioning everything. What is that? What is that? What does that mean? Maybe I should look that up. It's like somebody's really seeking for the answers. Somebody is seeking and asking all the right questions. Maybe we should ask some questions. Okay, what does this have to do with besides just ourselves? Can we talk about the situation? Can we get a little bit deeper into this, please? We know we're trying to move forward. Let's talk about what this has to do with, or what a stuck point. Help me deliver the messages that's best for the collective. That wanted to come out on this goddess deck. Stability, security, performance, growth, and endurance. Grounding. One on my left-hand side, which is masculine with the red candle. Well, I guess I have 3 red candles. And 3 pyramids sitting in front of me. The clock. What time is it? My computer still says 7:37 because it's on Oregon time. But I feel like the fact that it's on that time is going to mean something for somebody. Fertility, rebirth, potential for growth, and transformation is the meaning of the acorn. Thank you, Essie. Rebirth. Grounding. Planting seeds into the ground. They're telling me right now to get ascended masters because they're trying to pull sabotage and rebuild, persistent, working on repairing. Are we self-sabotaging? And I'm literally, it says the hammer, which is really interesting. In this picture, it's not a hammer. It's a guy with a set of tweezers and a torch working on a ring. And then previous, when I went over there, the ring was out again. Okay, well, we're gonna go here. So let's get, this is goddesses. And I feel like for some reason that we're needing to pull in this energy so that we know, I heard who we're working with. Maybe somebody's asking, who is there, guys? What's your name? Are you good? What are you of the light? Maybe questioning everything, their faith. Maybe just like checking in to say like, what if I'm not talking to benevolent souls? Or what if I'm being led on the wrong spot? Why would Spirit tell me it's time to move on, but I really care for this person? Or I don't feel like I should take this leap. I won't have money if I leave this job. Maybe somebody's like pulling out all the stops on questions because it's not about being naive. Confirmation, 2 birds just flew low by my shed. The North Star. I'm thinking about the North Star right now. The North Star. I don't know. That's for somebody. I feel like I'm all over the place. Okay. Vesta, home. Your household situation is improving, either through a move or a healthy change in the occupants. Well, there we go with that, because I feel like somebody's asking, do I leave this person? Do I let go? Is it time to let go? Well, if I leave, then I'm not going to have the finances to be financially, when we move and live with other people, we get to a point where we're used to combining, it's a combined household. We're used to doing things together. Maybe somebody's afraid to move, but it also says at the same time, which is kind of contradictory, or I would say on the other face of the coin, which it's not face on both sides of the coin. One's is heads I win, tails you lose. So we're talking about the face. The winning aspect of this would be a move or a healthy change in the occupants. Does that mean this person is changing? Or does that mean somebody new is coming in? Well, let's read what she's got to say in this super teeny tiny little book. If it's like all the way up here, I'm really sorry. I'm my third eye. I have to read it with my third eye. My other two just aren't what they used to be. Vesta, my music cut out again. 841. Vesta home, number 34. An ad on a live meditation video. One of my channel message was skip the ad. And it's in Spanish. I don't even speak Spanish. I feel like we're having a language barrier. Why would you have a distraction in the middle of a meditation? Number 34. That's a 7. It's a highly spiritual number. Vesta, home. There is an undying flame within your soul, and it is light, seed, and spark of your consciousness. Your outer world reflects your inner world. Take a look around your home. Does it reflect warmth? If not, this is easily remedied, and oh so important to do so. It's a simple task of using creative imagination to add warmth energy to your household, such as lighting the fireplace or some candles, adding cozy blankets and pillows, or displaying greeting cards and fresh flowers. By warming up your outer world, your inner flame responds to meet it. This increases your energy level, which automatically shifts all outward appearances towards the better. Watch how these simple steps recharge the flame within everyone in your household. This flame cleanses away negativity and brings in the new and vigor and irresistible invitation. Various meanings of this card. You're moving to a new home. You just moved. A new person is moving in. Someone is moving out. There is increased romance and or harmony in the home. A problem with neighbors is resolving. Clear the space in your home. Remodel. Know what your home is safe and protected. About Vesta is the Roman goddess of the home and hearth. Vesta is a fire goddess who brings warmth to households, both as a temperature and, that's funny because I was saying how hot I was, and as an emotion. In ancient Rome, a temple in her honor bore a flame that burned continually. Call upon Vesta to oversee any changes you'd like to make in your living situation. And I really feel like as we were doing this that she's another redhead. That's what I have in here, but her hair's a little bit darker. They're both redheads. Maybe somebody is dealing with the redhead. Or you are red-haired, and maybe that's just a confirmation for you that this message is for you. I think what somebody's asking is, are they really moving out? Am I leaving? Do I need to move from where I'm at? And that card is so warm. It's like solar and sacral chakra. I want to go for the moons. And I feel like I'm going to ask a question here about this moving. If somebody is moving out or moving in, can you give me a card for when this event will be happening so that I can get off this situation? Maybe somebody's tired of like literally thinking about this over and over. Okay. Wow. Well, I'm not going to take that. Don't let pride get in your way, full moon in Leo. But I'm going to put that back because I didn't shuffle or really ask a question. But it did want to come out on that and that in twos. And that spun towards this one. So whatever this card is going to be very important. I guess they're equally because that spun back. Man, that's wishy-washy. You do or you don't. Do ya? What do you need from me? What can I do? How can I fix this? What do we need to do here? I feel like there's a lot of highs and lows or just like back and forth, maybe trying to accommodate somebody else. So let's ask, when is this move in or out or a new person? What is this situation? Can I get a time frame, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels? Surrender to the divine. Full moon, the next full moon. Why did I just blank out? When I was looking at the stars last night, there was no moon, and it was like 9 something. We have to be in the beginning of a new moon, I would imagine. Which is weird for me, because I'm a Cancer and ruled by the moon. The next full moon. I thought we talked about on the other video that it was going to be like May 15th. Or no, that was a new moon, wasn't it? Surrender to the divine. So you don't get to make this choice. I was talking about how some things are fated. Maybe, and I don't mean, I'm just going to say it. Maybe that's your problem. You just want to know. You have no faith at this point in this specific situation, and that's what you're being tested on. Seeing isn't believing. Believing is seeing. Know that your guides and the divine is going to show up exactly when you need them to. You're going to get the answer you're looking for. It might not be. It might not be the answer that you want. That's okay. You're like, hell no, it's not okay. I gotta pack my shit. I gotta find boxes. I gotta clean the house. I gotta land. Don't worry about that. If you're supposed to move out of that house, you're not supposed to be there, then your ass is going one way or another. Okay, trust the divine, surrender to the divine. Both of these cards, that card landed on, and then, so let's go with this. Learn to ride the waves of life. When faced with difficult times, you can either fight against the current, aka universe, or go with it. So ask yourself, what is to be gained by depleting your energy, fighting against it? Don't do that to yourself. Divine's kind of chewing somebody's ass on here tonight, huh? I wouldn't say they're lovingly. They said lovingly. Sometimes we just need to be reminded that we're avatars down here having an experience. We're really here to see consciousness and love and to be able to grow through karma from past lives. It's about letting go. It's not about continuously hanging on to every little thing that somebody does or what it's going to look like. It's about having trust. It's about having faith. It's about knowing that. Do you really think you're not guided? Do you really think that the universe would put you in a spot that it isn't going to grow you immensely? That your wisdom's not going to grow by leaps and bounds? That you're not going to be protected? That you're not going to meet the right people? That you're not going to be able to have the job? That maybe in that situation that you're going to go to, you're going to find the exact person that you came down here to meet and to marry? You don't know. Your next business partner? the perfect caretaker for your mom who's in a home right now or needs hospice. You never know. And that's the thing, is we sit here and we try to control. Nobody micromanages the universe. Nobody. Scorpion, new beginnings. You are invited to ignite change, but you are also being warned that the transformation may be radical. Get rid of everything in your current life that can prevent you from improving. Ooh. Based on this principle, destroy before rebuilding. You are promised a beneficial rebirth. Talked about the acorns rebirth. I just got goosebumps. Scorpion. Maybe somebody's a Scorpio. That's the divine literally saying, you might want to clean your shit up. You know what doesn't belong there no more. I really feel like it's a specific person for somebody. I really do. I feel like if not, I'm seeing like bad habits. Maybe needing to stop smoking so much sugar weed, or it's nice to get into plant-based medicines and to have an experience, but when you get everything in moderation is guess what I'm gonna say. Unless it's water. I feel super thirsty since I started the live too. Maybe somebody's dehydrated. Or maybe somebody's actually like sick. Maybe like a cold. My throat kind of cut out when I said that. Maybe it's time to that stress that you're having is actually like tearing you apart. Okay. I think we've pretty much figured this out at this point. Like we need to move forward. We need to not be micromanaging the universe. Can I get a card to clarify and kind of show me where we're at? So I kind of want to clear the cards and get into another read. 0404. Slow down. Balance, power, struggle, force, violence, hope, authority, ancestors, restlessness, low vibration, warning. Pay close attention to the people in your life, your surroundings, and your physical health. Don't freak out. It's just a warning to be careful and awake to avoid any further issues. Communicate clearly and keep healthy boundaries. Literally, it's just talking about somebody not feeling good. Maybe you're like, I heard energy harvesting. I don't know why I don't really talk about stuff like that. I also hear monitoring spirit. 1001, spiritual awakening, new beginnings, personal development, prioritizing creativity, and heading in the right direction. That's like, yes, that was a message for somebody. Really pay attention to who's in your vicinity, who lives next door to you. Are you in apartments and you have like some really crazy partiers or people that stay up and entangle in sexual activities, like constant partners over and over? I don't know, just be careful in the places that you're going into and that you're staying at. Remember to protect your energy by staying away from lower vibrations like that, because at this point in this shift, they're really wanting to attach themselves. Spiritual awakening. A new phase in a religious or spiritual quest. You're going through a spiritual awakening, which can feel like the dark night of the soul. Thank you, Spirit, for bringing that back. You're on the path to enlightenment, and this too shall pass. Conscious awakening. I want you guys who's on this live to think of a question for the weekend. Something that you'd like to manifest. Something that you've been thinking about manifesting, and something that you'd like to bring forward. And I'm going to pull an answer card. Do it with good intention and something for the highest good of all within the situation. Because when you talk to the universe and you're asking for things in the highest good of all, they're going to manifest a lot faster than when it's a selfish need. Because I wouldn't say selfish, okay, because it's not bad to do things for yourself. But you also have to remember that you two are playing a role in somebody else's life. And if you're not at the grocery store at 7:07 in the morning to hold the door open for them, you might miss an opportunity for something. You know what I'm saying? because you got tickets to Vegas to go to a show, so now you ain't holding the door. You're going to miss an opportune meeting. So when you find manifestations and they're not coming through as fast as that you would like them to, I'm just being told to remember, when you're asking for things, ask for them for the higher good of all. And somebody needed to hear that, because maybe somebody's like, man, I'm working on manifestation. Remember, we're all supposed to be connected. We're all supposed to be coming together. We're all supposed to be working together. We're supposed to be transcending. No, we can't take everybody with us. It's not possible. We can't. We have to grow and transcend. May 23rd is the next full moon. 5/23. Maybe that's somebody's birthday. Okay, you guys got your question? Because I'm going to pull the card, and I actually am hearing shuffle one more time. For the highest good of all, universe, I'm asking for the answer that I heard. Take 2. Why is the first one not gonna... First answer is no. And that's for somebody. I don't know why they're telling me to take 2. It came out on this card. Mirroring each other. Self-reflection, introspection, inner wounds. The mirror. Not at this time is what I'm hearing. When you're really a high vibrational being, you need to be able to realize that you're going to have duality. Okay, it can't all just be light, because we came here to live in the duality. So there's going to be people that are going to balance out aspects, and they learn how to come into the light, and we learn how to shift into not the shadow or unconsciousness. That's not what I'm saying. The more human aspects of ourselves. I feel like somebody's in a relationship and that you two are mirroring each other. I feel like the bigger dick that they're being, the bigger asshole you become. And vice versa. If they give a little, then you give a little. Then it's time to break the ground, and it's time to start moving forward. If you cannot find a way to forgive and let go, that is the reason why this is not going to happen for you at this time. This is why your answer was no. There is a need to be transparent in all areas, and I feel like whatever this accusation is with them, I feel like Spirit is telling me you have your own baggage, and that you need to look at that too. When you can release and forgive yourself for what you've done, then you can also forgive them. Start clean. Learn how to not mirror each other. Build trust. For others of you that does not resonate with, universe, answer to the question that they need most over the weekend for the highest good of all. That came out nice and easy. With the sword drawn in the air, it says wait. I heard wait just a little longer. Things are being put into place. Other players have not entered the game yet. We're waiting for others to join. They're finishing up some other things, or something else is being moved around in the spirit realm. For things to be seated here on Earth, they first go through the 5D, right? Free choices at play right now is what I heard. I want to know on this, for the person who got the answer no in the mirroring, I want to know about this relationship, and I'm feeling like no wasn't a good enough, or I didn't describe it enough. So Spirit's telling me to pull a card on that. Tell me about this relationship. Open your eyes. If someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Bottom of the deck, I heard. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is or will be returning to your life soon. And maybe somebody really needed that answer right now. Maybe, and it's not, a lot of people will say, no, I don't want that person from the past. That's fine. It's for somebody. If it's not for you, don't worry about it. Let it go. I'm being told, look here, past lives. You've known this person before. It is a soulmate from your past lifetime. Wow, my nose keeps itching. It's like you know. You already know. I need to pull the past life deck. What was it in a past life to you? Were you lovers? Is a soulmate. Soulmates don't always have to be lovers, right? He told me about this past life with this specific person. If somebody shows you who they truly are, believe them. For that person that you're mirroring, no, that's not the fated, destined. I don't like saying fate because I feel like I know we have free choice, but there's some things that you just absolutely will have to go through. And if this isn't one of those relationships for you, it's to show you how to have self-respect, how to put yourself first. What is this relationship in a past life? That flew right on there. Atlantis. This is a relationship from the incarnation of Atlantis. Powerful, intelligent beings. I feel like you outsmart and outwit somebody. I feel like you have deeper knowings and you're so connected, and I feel like this person that's coming into your life, the past doesn't mean it's somebody from the past. It doesn't have to mean, but I feel like it definitely means that this is somebody that you've had a past life with, because the first card said reconciliation. Someone from your past is or will be returning to your life soon. And then I looked and it said the bottom of the deck, well, the card that was left after that, you have known this person before. It is a soulmate from a past life. And then Atlantis came back. A soulmate. I feel like you're creators. I feel like you're inventors. I feel like that whatever you two are going to do here, this is why you have to let this other relationship go, is because you're going to create something that's very beneficial for humanity. I feel like it has to do with the ecosystem. I feel like it might have something to do with geothermal heat. And to bring awareness about true free energy. The trueness of free energy. And I feel like it has something to do with water. A mechanized, I feel like whatever it is has been weaponized, and that's why it's not, I'm hearing, on the market. It's being weaponized, and it wasn't initially used for that electromagnetic pulse. Boy, I got goosebumps. Like, and this time it actually started on my left side, like at my hip, and then went up to my shoulder. Maybe it's what they're showing me is they use it as like a gun, a EMP, electromagnetic pulse. Man, and those goosebumps have not gone away. We want to talk about that. Bottom of the deck, knighthood. Used for war. It's been weaponized. Wow, whoever you are, that is awesome. It's telling me to look at the bottom of the deck. Look closer. I see 2 dolphins swimming and a school of little fish teachers. You're going to teach people how to use advanced technology. Do you work with the light system? Do you work with galactic beings in some way? Or higher realms or different star seeds? Lemurian? A school of fish. They stick together. You're teachers, you're the dolphins. Your voice can be heard from so far away, miles away. Whatever you say, people will listen and follow because you have a certain frequency. Okay, I get what they're telling me now. You have a frequency and tone that reverberates from your voice when you speak. You have an ability to lead others in such a way. We're moving out of this. I'm hearing Hail Hitler. Stop weaponizing things. I think whatever you're bringing back with this relationship, whatever this is, and this doesn't have to be, this is for somebody, okay? And you'll know if this is for you. I feel like you've been dreaming about Atlantis. You've watched the kids show Atlantis. Maybe maybe you're in Atlanta is what I'm hearing. It's like you're finding something. It's like you've mulled over and swam and swam and swam, and like you find this one pillar that's left from Atlantis, and it's got all this moss. I heard mossy agate, moss grown on it. It's like the one temple that it's a pillar. It's not a temple. Maybe it was a temple. What did we get here on 0404? Pay close attention to the people in your life and your surroundings and your physical health. Maybe I'm not supposed to find it, but you found it. It was talking about, it was. I was just on it. Why did I go off of it? It's like you had it, but then you went away. It wasn't 04. I was mistaken. It was 1001. Hey, isn't that encoded? Like computer code information? Hey, Taylor. You got goosebumps on the Atlantis part? I know, it's coming back on my arm as soon as I said that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So I mistook it for 0404, but then I got 1001. That's computer data. Like when you're coding something, right? Isn't that like how you reprogram? Maybe reprogramming a certain electromagnetic pulse or field for something else. And my channeled messages, Spirit, help me out. Where am I going? What did you want me to see? Somebody asked for this. Somebody literally asked for this specific remembrance, to remember something from a previous lifetime that was the most significant. To go into the Akasha, to awaken these things with it, because our Akashic record is stored within our DNA code. Okay, code. That's it. Thank you. They're showing me encryption. So I looked up encryption, encoded information, the DNA, the DNA. Genotype PP I wrote on a card. Maybe somebody's like a scientist or like, maybe, okay, this is going to sound a little out there, but I'm just going to go with what I'm hearing. I feel like corruption, like corrupt government and deities are literally harvesting people to take their DNA and to use it as and weaponize it, because in the DNA has this code, this frequency, and I think they're making other clones so that they can access that information again. I know that sounds so, it is fucked up, but I don't just pick up on stuff like that. Like I don't talk about that stuff. It's encoded. So like somebody's looking for something. Somebody's looking. Can I pull from this deck? Can you give me the answers from this? I heard go to the bottom of this deck. Meeting somebody new. Setting a date online. Maybe that's how this will happen. Past lives. Why did you two want to come off? 2. Tell me about this encoded information. The line that connects us all, A18. Working with the unseen realm. Dude, I freaking told you. Magical openings, 1212. What? Leaving a legacy by stepping out where others are afraid to. Oh my gosh. I have goosebumps so bad. And here we are talking about moving forward and letting go of this move and what it's going to look like and not being afraid, because this is huge. This is huge. This is a tie to Atlantis, right? We've all had thousands of incarnations, but for some reason this one incarnation is so particular. You left a legacy. 2222. I pulled 22 out earlier, and that was alignment. Bro, I have goosebumps so bad. How do you move forward to your life's true calling? Following these routes will help you discover your life's purpose. Following these routes. Magical openings. And it's like a friggin' portal, right? And okay, and then we were talking about fertility. The fertility goddess, she wears this swirl on her stomach, right? That the mother goddess. She just like this, maybe it's like a kid or something. Maybe the soulmate, maybe if it's not a lover, it's like a kid of yours from a past life that you're going to meet, that's going to remember something. I don't know how this is going to work out. The tree of life, protection. Our family tree. 1551. 1551. 66 when you add it up, which also, when you add those, that's a 12. A 1 and 2 is a 3. The 3s are touching, I said in the beginning. Lucky shirt. What is on my shirt? Real tree. What? since 1986. Real tree, family tree. Pursue your goals. Get what you want. Your ability to communicate is improving at this time, which will make it easier for you to interact with a broad spectrum of individuals. And I feel like these individuals literally are like I was telling you. I don't know if it's galactic. I know it's a different system. You're going to have this telepathy, and we pulled the telepathy card. A reenactment. Reenacting, remembering. The remembrance. Right in front of you. Open your eyes. What am I looking at? It says right in front of you on this card. And then as I look down, it says open your eyes. Maybe that's not for me. Maybe that's for you. Is somebody sitting at a computer? I'm being told for somebody, what is the last 4 digits of your phone number? Look that up as an angel number. Alignment. Follow your heart. 222. Seriously, I have 222 here. Alignment. Alignment. They're both alignment. Dude. The next awakening is here. 911. 911 is the number for spiritual awakening. Okay. Chosen one. Christ consciousness. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dude, what are you doing? Whoever I'm talking to, like, I think you don't even know, like, what I'm talking about. I think when you feel it and you get the goosebumps, I think it's because it's, like, it's on a soul level, it's resonating with you. And it came out again, the chosen one. Christ consciousness. My phone's flapping all over. Get all excited over here. 1, 2, 3, 4 progression. Confirmation at the bottom of the deck, number 33. Bro. The 3s are touching. Lucky shirt. Family tree. Dude, well, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. It's like I'm not getting the whole story here. Trust the inner wisdom, number 16. Well, wisdom. Let's go to Divine Masters intuition deck. Gotcha. I'm trying to figure out where they're trying to make me go. Not make me go. I'm being led. I want to go. I want this, right? I feel like somebody's saying, I want this. I'm ready. Cupid. Love is in the air when Cupid is around. Commitment. Commitment is an important factor in building a successful relationship. Let me ground that energy because that got me like really excited, and I don't even know how to explain that. So forward thinking, like I wouldn't even care about moving now if I know that that's what it is. I would really sacrifice my feelings on a certain situation to save the world or to create something better for humanity. Absolutely, I'm in. Yeah, I think we're onto something here too. As a matter of fact, I know we are. Should I take the 3 or take the one that's facing up? Number 40. Find healing messages in nature. A robin landing outside your window when you're missing a departed loved one. A breeze kicking up just as you contemplate a career change. A saying scrawled in the sand on the beach that speaks to your soul. Or a puppy yapping happily when you tell your friend you're getting hitched and are healing intuitive messages. Now we're just going to have to look into that. Can I get another one too? I was talking about being on the swing with my daughter and the wind started blowing. I told you, like, I feel like this huge shift. Like, people are really going to get set onto their missions. We're called here on a mission. We're awakened. We're seeking. We're looking. We're trying to find these channelers and people to give us the dirt, right? The real messages. The ones that are forward thinking and that are going to help us ascend. Not just in a relationship, but like, what am I doing here? Use intuition to dissect patterns and soften triggers. Sit in silence for a moment and listen. The answers you have been seeking are finally coming to you. Truly trust and believe that you are going to make it and be exactly where you need to be. We are on this journey with you. Hang in there. It's not much longer. From the universe. Signed, sealed, stamped. Sit in silence. Use your intuition as a trigger detective. Which childhood or past traumas may be tripping up present day you? Which patterns or themes are you noticing that may be nudges from spirit leading you towards growth and healing? Be kind and patient with yourself now as you weave a new web of patterns. The next awakening is here, and my whole shed just shifted. I'm a general contractor for a living, so I build houses, and it's really weird because this is on a really sturdy foundation, this shed, so it's not windy. I haven't been moving crazily, so for it just to settle and shift was interesting. I'm looking back over and seeing confirmation number 33. Okay, well, I want to talk about this finding healing messages because we're talking about nature and everything is frequency, right? I can't let go of, get off of. Oh, I see what you're saying. Open your eyes. Right in front of you, I have my Divine Master's deck box. And inside this box, I have this little amethyst rock, but on the face of it, it's like, the rest is raw, but inside it can actually see through this side. You can see right through it. But if you're looking from this perspective, you can't see anything. And you really couldn't see it when it's sitting in this box. It's hidden for now. Divine Master within, the voice of my inner teacher, I call upon you now. Awaken and activate. I am willing to remember you. And so it is. I'm feeling like I'm going to read this, but the Divine Masters are nudging me to pull from this Master deck. If something from Atlantis comes out, then it's definitely a confirmation, right? I'm always surprised by the universe. Like, I get so excited. It never stops surprising me. I never stop getting excited about spirit, truly. Number 40. Humans can have profound mystical experiences with nature, elements, and landscape that defy reasons of logic. It might be visiting a mountain range that communicates standing your ground and strength, or sailing an ocean that makes you feel more expansive and adventurous. A stunning nature scene encountered, an ocean that makes you feel more expansive and adventurous. The ocean. A stunning nature scene encountered on a hike or vacation can make people feel closer to spirit. Nature's energy can be harnessed in more ways than just to run an automobile and power a house. Amen. Nature can be a supportive metaphysical force. And mystical at that, especially for humans who respect it. Talked about humanitarianism. Notice how animals might move or make noise in a way that inexplicably seems to confirm or deny something you say, or how a flock of birds dramatically takes flight just when you have an important epiphany, and how a bunch of fresh flowers in a vase on your desk makes energy in your whole office and day noticeably lighter and brighter. And we talk about Vespa that came out. Pulling this card can suggest your soul has a special or significant relationship to nature, or that nature's influence is especially healing and comforting for you right now. Action steps to this card. Find ways to align more with nature, supporting it so it can better support you. Lower your carbon footprint and the amount of natural resources you waste. Make a nature mandala. Place nature's elements around your house or home altar. Or read books and watch movies about elements like fairies to better honor nature. Spend more time in nature, or spend more time sprucing up your garden to invite in nature's supportive energy. Listen to nature's sounds. while you work, clean, drive, or meditate to align energetically with nature's rhythms. Set your internal clock to natural time, which happens 1 second and one mindful breath at a time. Nice. Strengthen your relationship to nature now to core its healing energy. Simply sitting quietly in nature can be very healing and therapeutic to your sensitive nervous system. Be aware of intuitive signs from nature that register with your 5 physical senses. These nature signs can be subtle yet unmistakable. Nature is vast, connecting force that has a design and intelligence of its own. Open up to feel. With a mountain, river, sky, or single blade of grass, let nature protect and inspire you. Wow. Today I actually planted my first, my potatoes came through. I planted potatoes literally a month ago when I started this channel, and actually started doing tarot, or not tarot, but oracle readings. And I started to see them sprout today, the tops of them. And then yesterday I cleaned out my flower beds. I have an actual flower bed. Well, I'm married now, and he's an ex-Marine and kind of never really, at one point, did have flower garden. And then he was a school teacher for, he was a special education teacher, so got away from him. And now that we're married, I'm coming back in and I'm bringing life to that garden. And today my 2-year-old Cooper was out there with me, and we planted sunflower seeds and wildflowers, and we put them in the ground. And then I had my little baby out there, and I put her feet in the ground and let her kind of get grounded. So, which is really interesting, I had family come and visit. It was my husband's family, and they bought us this big pot of hanging flower pot. And then when I went to my Reiki healer, she probably 2.5 months ago gave me 2 starts. And I've never started my own plant before. I've been in the desert. I'm a cowgirl, and I'm a veteran, and I'm a mom of a lot of kids. I've never really taken time to connect with nature. I've always been out in it, but not the true essence of keeping something alive and realizing what it does for me and how it feeds me energy. And those starts that I did 2.5 months ago have seriously taken off and have bloomed. They're transforming. And I've kept them in this sacred space, and I put them in the sun, and I take them out during the day now that it's gotten warmer. And it's just interesting that they're growing as I'm growing, and it's nice to see growth. Maybe somebody needed to hear that, and maybe somebody else has been thinking about actually planting or planted flowers themselves. We're going to tap into the Divine Masters. Susan, I'll pull a card for you. Taylor, I used to build houses also, so I understand. This is definitely confirmation. Taylor, are you the veteran too? Were you Army? I can't remember who I was talking to yesterday. It's a veteran as well on here. Hi, Kimberly C. Thank you. Blessed be to you. Does anyone... Yes. Girly built houses and you're a vet. Like, talk about an alignment, and we're in here sharing the sacred space. It's just way too cool. Way too cool. Does anybody remember the movie Ferngully? It may have misspelled it. I'm going to have to look that up. It's an old movie, right? Kimberly C., are you in here? Or, sorry. Susan, thank you. Alright. Susan, I'm going to pull a divine... I'll pull a card for you real fast before I get into this, because I have a feeling that this could take us to another place. What would you like to know? What do you want me to pull a card on for you for? Anything just random that Spirit comes through with? Ferngully. I wonder what Ferngully means. Is it like a gully filled with ferns? The Zindan. Today I got anything please my spiritual growth. Today I got another sign for actually my wedding anniversary. It's sitting back there. It's called the Zindan. I have 2 up here. Zen. I feel like being in a state of Zen is so important. Maybe somebody needs to have a spiritual bath. with some salts and essential oils, and make sure they're drinking plenty of water. Go get your hair cut. Go get your feet rubbed. Go get a massage. Do some Reiki healing. That's another good way outside of nature to invest time back into yourself. This world keeps us so fast-paced that it's important that for us to be, we have a physical body too, that our energy system is stacked within. It's important that we take care of ourselves. I keep seeing mom in the camera on this, and I really feel like, and I'm seeing like a new moon, what do you call that? A crescent moon. And I'm seeing an orb fly across. So I feel like if somebody lost their mom not too long ago or at a young age, that she's here and she's saying that she's, and the dog's barking next door as I'm saying that. I really feel like that is confirmation that your mom is here and she supports you and loves you and sees your spiritual growth. And she's telling you to follow your heart. And if you see number 222, that is your mom. Okay, I want to pull a card for Susan. Susan, I have your permission to pull on your energy. So I am going to ask Susan's guides to come through. Let's get a, I feel like the archangels. Maybe you work with the archangels. Yes, I have goosebumps and I felt a breeze come up in my face. I feel like you work with Archangel Gabriel. Maybe you don't realize that. Can I get a card for Susan? Happen to Susan's guys. The Eight of Raphael. There is something better waiting for you. Do what you know is right for you. A spiritual quest. A spiritual quest. You know there's something big coming. How is this helping you in your energetic system for Susan? This is very green card. This 8. 808 and 8. This is the year of the 8. This is going to be a big year for you, Susan. She's out in nature alone at a campfire. If you're thinking about going camping or getting out, I feel like that, and being by a fire. You might be a fire sign. And she has a dog with her, and it's like, maybe you have a pet that you either lost. It's a dog with the tip of its tail is white. You're in this state of purity and your emotions are flowing freely. This little river that's coming down, this little, what would you call that? It's a stream. My crown chakra is like literally going off right now. It's like you're being so guided by Archangel Raphael. Working through your heart space, that's how you've done a lot of your growing, a lot of letting go. Do you have a dog? Did you have a dog that passed away? Maybe you had a favorite dog. It's a red dog with a white tip of its tail. But it's right next to you, but it's behind you like you don't maybe see it. Maybe it's a spirit animal. How is this energetically helping Susan? That wanted to come right out over the tree of life. Protection. If you're wondering about protection, you are being protected through whatever you're going through. I feel like loss of some sort is going to be significant, or you've felt it, or you're afraid of losing somebody. No, you're protected in any way, shape, or form from that. And it also landed on someone from your past will be returning to your life soon. 1551. Rise of Nature Divas. You cannot make that up. And I literally read that. Finding healing messages in nature. I'm going to pull a card from the universe for you, Susan. But I want you to know that being in nature is going to be the answer you're asking me for. You're close. But it's something that's going to come from you. We also pulled that card that said, wait a minute. And take a second. Nothing is by accident, and that is a confirmation for you. Number 33 on the top of the deck. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a spirit animal. Seems how we had the dog come out here. The hawk, spirituality. Fly above and beyond your day-to-day thoughts to observe them from a bird's eye view. Quiet the mind and detach from your thought patterns. Puts you in a better position to take in messages from your spirit guides. You are being guided, Susan, and your spirit guides are talking to you. I feel like almost every second of the day, I think you're consciously aware of, I see you driving and then I see like you having these conversations with your guides. Maybe even you've started talking out loud, whether you're in your house or wherever you are. And at first you would just run it through the mind. Now you're working on quieting the mind, or maybe you're all in the mind with your questions to your guides, and now they're starting to you're starting to speak out loud. You're starting to speak. As long as you're following your heart and you're moving from a sacred heart place, if everything you're doing from your heart, because I feel like you've healed a lot, and you continue to follow your intuition and look at things from a higher perspective, the hawk, I feel like you're going to find a hawk feather. If you do, let me know. Or you might hear a hawk or like the eagle sound. I can hear that when it flies high in the sky. I feel like you're going to get visited by a bird in like the most auspicious way. Number 22, Rise of the Nature Divas. What did I say? Somebody that lost their mom, 22, that's them sending it. I talked about the loss. I send you much love, and I hope that that helped you, Susan. I do feel like you're on the right path. And I feel like pulling from this Divine Masters deck probably will have a message in there for you, too. All right, I want to talk about what Divine Masters are working with the collective. We talked about Atlantis and that all things are connected in this tree of life, and that the chosen ones with the Christ consciousness are starting to have awakening. The answers and the path that we're looking for is right in front of us, and that we need to only open our eyes and hear the whispers. Divine Masters, for the highest good of all. For the highest good of all. Hanuman, devoted warrior, let God's love hold you in strength. The way that's spelled is Hanuman. I heard the name Hannah right now. Hanuman. Devoted warrior. And look, he's holding the heart space right there. I feel like whoever this is for, your crown chakra is like, he's got like this little antenna on his cover, his hat that's on his head, and that is like you have a really bright aura, and it looks like a rainbow aura. I'm being told to ask to spiritual awakening, interconnectedness, understanding the inner workings. Number 52, which is a 7, is a highly spiritual number. All right, let's see what this Divine Master has for us. I really am being called to read this other one. I can't even begin to say her name. Mahavatar Babji. Hanuman is the Hindu warrior god and divine companion and protector of the god Rama. The son of the wind god Vayu, he is loved by many not only because of his monkey form, but also because his sheer dedication to Rama is inspirational to all spiritual devotees. Hanuman is one of the main characters in the Hindu epic, the Ramayana. The story goes that after a great war, there was a procession, and Rama and his wife Sita honored those who had fought for them. When it came to Hanuman, Sita took her favorite pearls off and placed them around his neck. Like a cheeky monkey, Hanuman began to bite them open like nuts and look inside each one. Startled, Rama wondered why he would do such a thing. Hanuman said, "I am looking for you, my lord. I love you and Sita so much. You are all I could ever want. If I were to rip open my heart and show it to you, there you would be." Therup has begun to rip his chest open, and there, sitting where his heart would be, was an image of Rama and Sita. This is why Hanuman is the Lord of devotion. Wow. Your message: when you devote yourself to a vision with unwavering faith, you welcome in the support of the universe. Today, the devoted heart of Hanuman is guiding you to reflect on your strengths and talents. You are somebody who gives with all your heart, but you may find it hard to receive in return. In fact, you give without looking for anything in return. But the universe wants you to make more time, energy, and space to be supported too. Because when you open up to possibility of being supported and nourished, you allow yourself to replenish, and thus you have more to give. You are being honored today for commitment to what is important to you. The universe sees you as vital to healing and expansion. But in order to keep going with your mission, let your heart be served in return. A true warrior shield is the love of God. And you know what? How I said I wanted to read this card behind here, which is this. When I picked it up and moved it, I seen Hathor. When I seen the light, that was like my guide's indication of, yes, you're receiving the message to me. Well, after that message I just read, the one right behind it is Hathor. So that was my confirmation to, yes, go ahead and read this card. So I'm going to do that because it is going to be significant for somebody. Number 27. It's a 9. Mahavatar Babaja. Spiritual awakening, interconnectedness, understanding the inner workings. Mahavatar means great incarnation, and Babaji means sacred or honored father. Mahavatar Babaji is a deeply respected master yogi who was introduced to the world through the teachings of the Indian yogi Paramasaya Yogananda, the author of the classic autobiography of Yogi. Baji, as he's called, is said to be over 2,000 years old, for he has reached the ecstasious yogic state of samadhi, enlightenment, and mastery. Many within the spiritual field believe that Babaji is the keeper of the Christ light in India, and he is in many ways like Christ, deeply devoted to the service of others. He has a sacred spiritual retreat hidden in the Himalayas, a place that many of the wandering yogis of India are searching for, and is of great help to anyone studying yoga or the yogic science. Your message: you are going through a powerful series of awakenings at this time and beginning to understand the interconnectedness of all things. You will even begin to understand the healing and lessons that have taken place during the darkest hours of your life. Know that even though you have had to surmount great difficulties, all roads are leading to a deeper state of connection with yourself. Dive deep into your meditation practices now and be open to listening and learning. For the universe is trying to help you understand all the pieces of your life's puzzle so that you can understand the real reason why you are here. Given all that you have been through, you will never be able to see the world the same way again. And this is for the highest good. You are realizing that everyone and everything is interconnected and one, and that every decision and action you take will lead you to the next step. As you continue along this path, you will come to see that through your spiritual practice, you become the keeper and creator of your own destiny. Welcome to the real you. Wow. And that's why we decided to read that, because I have goosebumps right now. I needed to hear that. Susan, my condolences for your mother and your dog. It'd be interesting if you're seeing 222. Well, you did see 2 hawks. Wow, that whole message was channeled for you. That's interesting. I love when Spirit does that, and the reason that you got that was, and I have goosebumps all over I'm feeling such a big hug right now. Maybe you loved your mom's hugs, and maybe she kissed you like lots of kisses or your forehead or something. Maybe if not when you're older, when you were younger. But the fact that that all came through right there for you, and you said, I spotted 2 hawks today, and last seen my dog, and lost my dog and mom recently. Thank you so much. I am very, so much higher vibrations. Thank you, Kimberly C. I really appreciate you saying that. That I am a wonderful reader and my energy is beautiful. I would like to literally thank my higher self for guiding me, because I can't say I was always the best person with self-mutilating through addictions and stuff like that, but just like we read, everything, all of that was for a reason, so that I could sit here and be this, and it's just so beautiful. And it's just like, I just want to inspire anybody who is thinking about doing something that scares you right now, that you're not sure what it's going to look like. I promise, if you just trust your heart and you follow yourself and the guidance, not your mind that runs wild. I'm talking about really in your heart, what you know you're capable of doing, that you cannot mess it up. You really can't. And the hardest things are always the things that we learn the most from. And it doesn't have to be treacherous when we're going through these things, because you can have love and compassion for yourself and the things that you're going through without being the more shadow side of pity, right? You know, yeah, what you're going through might suck, but man, where you're going is so much bigger. The people you're going to be able to help, the words of wisdom you're going to be able to share, your ability to tap into spirit and give somebody a loving message that they need for their soul healing. Getting myself out of the way, it's just beautiful how the universe, we're all chosen, we all have gifts, we all have an ability. I wasn't going to do YouTube. I was literally going to run this shop here in my local town, and nobody, I was Satan, you know, because Satan's the only healer. You know, you can't self-heal yourself or give somebody a beautiful message like that allows them to know that they're being watched, that, you know, is going to help Susan move forward in other aspects. And I feel like she might even have a very significant dream tonight. When you get visited by loved ones and you experience these things, it shows you that we're not alone in the universe, and that our fears are so small to the love that is all around us. Just because we can't see it, those goosebumps that we're experiencing and feeling, that is spirit. That's them letting us know, because that's our senses, right? Touch, taste, feel, sight. Touch, taste, feel, sight. God, I don't even know what the other one is. My brain's not there. It's so simple.
Sound the gifting panic alarm. You need to find the perfect gift.
Ads coming on, and it's a panic alarm.
Relax. Now you can use gift mode on Etsy.
You can use gift mode.
Gifting, so you can find the perfect item for anyone and any occasion. Just answer a few short questions.
I think somebody is going to open up to their own gifts. I'm looking down confirmation, and I'm scratching my nose, which tells me I know that that is correct.
Gift mode on Etsy now.
Okay. I want to pull one more time card for when we're going to see universally and as a soul tribe, and then within our interconnectedness, as when in this universal energy that we're in, when we will start to see a higher shift come in for our callings as a collective. When are we going to start really uniting and moving forward, and those energies opening up to us within us through our DNA, and remembrances of this Atlantis, and remembrances of why we came here. I feel like the veil is going to start to get pulled back off of our eyes so that we can start to experience these. And when I say eyes, I'm talking about the third eye. Can I get a time card through the moon, working with nature, when this shift is most likely to come and be most prevalent, that we would all, as a collective that have the intention of moving forward for the highest good of all, what that would look like. Wow. Communication is key. New moon in Gemini. Why do I really feel like that is soon? Did I not pull that card the other day? When is the new moon in Gemini? Is that June 6th? I can't remember. Essie, I thought you looked that up for me. Or shall I say for us? Okay, I want to go with some universe love cards. How long have I been on here? An hour and 51? Man, I never feel like I'm out here that long. I never do. Trying to get more subscribers at this point, but 72% of people are finding. Thank you, Essie. Yes, it's June 6th is when this change will come about. The new moon, communication is the key. And for some reason, when I looked at this card, it's the Gemini twins, and it felt like the telepathy. Why did I want to say like that? Our telepathic communication through the collective is going to start to increase. We're going to have this interconnectedness of just knowing when somebody's needing help, or what to say, or that somebody's calling for universal prayer. I really feel like we're going to start moving as a collective. I really want to do this thing where I listen to Chiron, okay? It's Kyron, and it's on YouTube, and he talks, so he's channeled through this guy. So this guy literally, Chiron, comes through and channels through his body, and he's very pleasant to listen to. Lee Carroll's his name, who channels Chiron, and he's got a couple audiobooks on there, but I fall asleep listening to Chiron, and he talks about old benevolent souls, right? And he talks about the shifts that are about to happen, and he kind of takes a closer look at what love is and how there's only love on the other side, and that if we could only remember. And if anybody is looking for real spiritual guidance, that's something that's easy to listen to, whether you have an ear pod or you drive to work, or I don't know, some people, I listen to stuff as I fall asleep. It helps me fall asleep because I like to, even knowledge like that, it's still imprinting in my subconscious, and it's all very healthy. I think that's actually part of where some of this wisdom that I have has come from, because over the last year and a half, I've listened to Chiron so much. I really literally stopped listening to tarot and oracle stuff for about, I would say the whole time I was pregnant with my daughter, so about 10 months, I just really veered away from it. And recently, I've obviously over the last few months, I've kind of dabbled back into it. But before that, I really was just listening to Chiron. So if that's something you guys want to check out, I really encourage you to do that. Just kind of sift around his messages. I never do the live ones where he's sitting in the chair and his eyes are closed, because it's just a little different for me. I don't know, my phone's always down anyways because I'm always busy doing something, but I encourage you guys to listen to that. There's a reason. Maybe we need to check where your Chiron's at in your astrology. That could be really prevalent. Oh, Wade, or Starman, 1111. Seriously, I really believe that too, because he talks about, well, his messages, and once again right now I'm getting goosebumps. The seat of 12, when he talks about the seat of 12, it gets me every time. It's like the 12 dimensions. Is there 12 seats of us? It goes so deep. So if anybody really likes to stretch their thinking and expand their mind out of the consciousness of this physical realm, and really likes to know more about spirit, you should really listen to Chiron. It's Kyron, and when you find Chiron, just click on the channel. There's a lot of people that have different things for him. Seriously, I promise you will never regret it. You won't. And if you like it, I really I encourage you to share it with somebody else who's going through hard times. And he talks about passed on loved ones being there. Dolores Cannon is another one that I love, because I work with the extraterrestrial realm in that aspect too. So for me, that's home, because I'm just this flesh suit, but inside, I am actually a Palladian starseed. One of my first incarnations was in Avalon, and I did a past life regression and actually found that out. I found out in 710. I was a renowned esoteric writer, and I was persecuted for talking about truths, how they were covering other things up with other sorts of, I wouldn't say religion, so to speak. They're covering up truths to kind of try to doctrinize the community, and I actually was burned and killed for that. I've been on other planets where, through my past life regression, I've traveled back, and I did this when I was actually pregnant with my daughter I had 6 months ago. And I was dropped off on this planet from a ship, and I was down there. It was, I seen pyramids, and I was there to look at, basically I was like flying, which was weird because I couldn't ever see my body, but I was in the sky. I was down at first, I was walking, but soon as I got there, okay, so there's two different ones. So that one I was just walking, I couldn't find anybody. It was dark, and then I started to see, as she's taking me through it, these pyramids, and it was just empty, and it's just like very beginning times, like there was nothing really, it was like a very desolate planet. And then they came back and picked me up, and then in that past life regression, I started kind of crying right there for some reason, because my family had left me off that ship. And then in another time, I was on a different planet, and my son Ringo now, who is not 11, him and I used to actually plant huge crystals. We would go on ships, and our job was to take huge, and they're like the brightest blue color you could ever imagine. Man, they're so bright and they glow. Like in The Simpsons, that green stuff that they always have. I don't know what that is. Can't think of the name of it right now. But it glue really heavily like that. And they were called isotopes. And my job and my son's job was to take these isotope crystals and to seed them in the earth and in different planets. And I don't know exactly why we were doing that, but I know it was a really dangerous job, and I think it was to raise the consciousness of some sort and to seed other magnetic waves and pulses throughout that. And that was our job. And at that time, we were doing that with the, I want to say Lemurians at some point. And Pleiadians and Octorians. Sorry, it was with the Octorians, and we were doing it with them. And then in another lifetime, one of my jobs, and this is where I was flying and I couldn't see my body. After I got here, I was flying, and literally, I know this is gonna sound, it was absolutely just horrible. My job was, I had people in an old round circle, and I don't know if I was an angel. I don't know. I knew I flew, or if I levitated. I don't know. Like I said, I could never see my body, but they were breeding certain animals with humans, and like these were like they were trying to create a race that would succeed and that would, not go into their animalistic nature. And, like in, oh, my right arm just got a big old fucking sharp stabbing feeling in it. That was crazy. And my job, open your eyes, I looked down and seen what? Adventure. You need to live up to your fullest potential, explore new directions, and take risks in order to grow as an individual. Change may be uncomfortable, but it's necessary. The cardinal sign. I'm a Cancer, and I don't know what that meant or why I felt like pulling that. But in like the Celts, they had those big old logs, and they had that point on the top of them. Basically, we had all of these humanoid animals that were bred, and it was supposed to be like a civilization. And one of my jobs was is to make sure, because they were so angry and so violent, was to make sure that they weren't harming each other. Other than that, like I couldn't interact, I couldn't, that was my only job, was to make sure that they basically were running its process. Well, eventually they started killing each other, and like the snakes and some of the tigers and the men, like it was, they were just so angry and this rage. They were like imbeciles, is what I said in my past life regression videos. They were imbeciles. They didn't have any consciousness. And my right ear's ringing really loud right now. And after watching them, like my job was to basically try to help this community grow, and it was so pointless. And it was so long and boring there. And in the end, basically my job was to relay the message that, hey, you know, this isn't going to work. They're killing each other. And I mean, it was down to like where there was only a few, and this whole civilization was literally just completely murdered by the tigers were like killing the rabbits that were half rabbit, half human. Like it was insane. So then I got out of that past life, and then yeah, I went to some crazy places. So I know that I've done some crazy things, and I don't know why I started telling you guys that. Nothing is by accident, as I'm looking at that card on there. Out of societal norms, unwritten rules, nonconformity to set norms. There's higher ups working on this. Well, that was for somebody for some reason. Maybe somebody's wondering about their past lives, or just know that you have so much wisdom and knowledge within you. Don't be limited to just this lifetime, please. And remember that it literally is within you. Your bloodstream, your DNA, your genetic code. It's one of a kind, and when you choose to awaken, you activate those languages that I speak in. I never had that. It just came. And then I have books full of it. I don't think I have any out here, but my entire tattoo is all stuff that I started drawing, and I write in like this ancient text in so many different forms. I don't know. I just woke up and started doing that, and it's like stargates and stuff that I draw. It's really interesting. Being true. So I'm going to leave this off with some mantras for us to kind of put in the back of our mind. Being true. I am true to myself and others. I remove the mask and stop creating illusions. I have confidence in who I am, and I reveal the good in me. I do not need to hide or prove anything. I replace shame with the power of love and truth. And I heard, and shall the truth shall set you free. Heart. I breathe light and stick to the essential for my soul. Wow. The present moment. I calm my thoughts. I focus on my heart, and I find space to be. Where my light and greatness are, I find peace and inner silence. That blue is literally what I was talking about seeing on the ships and the isotopes. I'll be in a minute. Why? Okay, I'll be in a minute. The kids are calling, so I gotta get off of here. No, I'll be in a minute. Thank you. Love you. Bye. Close my door, please. Teenagers that don't listen. Close the door. I'll be in. Okay. Returning to heart. Well, I just want to thank all you guys for joining me on here. Oh yeah, Next Level Soul. I like listening to those when I go to work, Susan, about the afterlife experiences and stuff. That's really interesting. And if you ever look at some of them, the majority of them were they were addicts, or they had a crazy life, or were super overweight, or like CEOs, and then they just have like, that's just insane, these near death experiences, and they travel to the veil wherever it is that they're going, right? Energetically. And I love how they talk about the soul review, like how they take you in after you go through the other side. You're met with your guides. You take a little glimpse at your life. It's just like a little flash book, what you could have done, what you could have done better. And then you basically get to go on to whether you choose to reincarnate, which a lot of people are, I would say, dying to come back, but they're not dying to come back. They're living to come back. A lot of us want to have this avatar. A lot of us want to have this flesh suit because we have certain gifts that the planet needs at this certain time. So it's so important not to really look at the minuscule things that are hindering us, like love situations. Yes, love is important, okay, but love from an unconditional space in our heart. Not love, I need to have you, I want to marry you, you only have sex with me, yada, yada, yada. Okay, it's not always about that. It's about what we're here to do together. It's about how we can raise the conscious awareness. First, our own self awareness. And then we become consciously aware of the thing, universally aware of everything around us. Then we step in to a position to be a teacher for others. Cannot teach everybody, not everybody's going to come. Some people, everything comes from God. Everything. People talk about heaven and hell. Lower vibrational energies, this is all made by the same energy, okay? Everybody. So those that just chose with their free will to go down the darker route doesn't mean that they're not of God or that they could murder and be terrible people. Terrible people on this earth, but they chose that. They still are a creation of the universe. And I know some people will argue with me on that, but that's my truth. So when you're choosing to be ascending and to be more consciously aware, you're not going to figure it out overnight, okay? We've been here for hundreds and thousands of lifetimes in different scenarios waiting for advancements, not just on this planet, on other planets too. It's just different here. This planet's just very different. We have emotions, we have feelings, we don't have the knowing. We have to learn and relearn this, and we have to awaken to the true essence of ourself. So that's why we come back, because this earth and the people that have run it for so long are so full of shit, and they want to keep us asleep and unaware and unawakened, so that when we do come back, that we can't be consciously aware of shit. It's almost harder, the rewriting history. Look at the shit our kids are learning in school. I mean, history's classes changed since I've been in there. The math. Tell me, when the hell are you going to use some of this math that they teach? They're wasting our kids' time, in my opinion. I think education is important, yes, but I also think what's more important is teaching them how to be spiritually connected to their self, how to know thyself, how to treat others, how to heal through traumas and stuff like that. Not what it is. School causes more trauma. My kids come home with more anxiety and depression in that state than they do in anything else. This public school is terrible, and I don't even think that the small guys realize it. Remember, everybody has a boss. The system's being ran. You think the president's the president? Do you? You don't think they clone that motherfucker? Look at him. Sometimes he'll be completely on point, and then when you see him in other places doing like live interactions, Biden can't remember shit. He's slow. He's just like a regular old man. I can't explain it, but I know that there's some really... Hillary Clinton's another one that got taken out, and that they have clones of. They have these people seated in these specific situations to kill the consciousness. They have very very advanced technology. I encourage you guys to get on the channel Unified, download it. There's a 7-day free trial. If not, it's $13.99, and get on there and watch the full disclosure. This guy literally works for TLC, which is the light system, and he literally goes around and does spiritual work with these dark energies. During COVID, when noticed that there was a curfew and everybody had to be in at a certain time, they were smuggling these kids underground, and they were taking them, and when they got there, they were all set up the underground tunnels that they had found. And he's from the New York branch, and it is pretty top secret. He talks about a lot. You don't see his face. He uses a voice disguise because he actually is somebody that's in the public, but he doesn't want them to know who he is. These people go, and without infringing on free will too much, but they recovered, like, I can't even remember, 200,000 children and kids that were missing, that the government and dark entities were... And these are, I'm going to say entities and deities, these are in a physical body, okay? These are people that have chose to go to the dark and are cloning these kids. They're basically playing God and recreating souls. Like, don't be so small-minded to what's going on in your life. We are really here. There's kids being hurt. There is a lot of very dark stuff. The president running shit. NASA ain't running shit. Okay, they might think they are, and I know I'm not supposed to say that on here, but I'm going to speak my truth. So these TLC, these light systems, these people that work for these higher galactic beings are seated to create a distraction to get certain documents. Watch the show. It's called Full Disclosure. He also has the pyramid code on there. Do your 7-day free trial. Set a reminder on day 6. I promise you, you'll go through the full disclosure within a day. It's unified is the channel. Okay, it's like Gaia, but it's unified. And then go to the full disclosure. I promise you, you will never, and I'm saying that for a reason, but we have a purpose here. And it's not just the small stuff. Yes, it's the healing, and it's not that it's small, because the small accumulates to the greater of all. But I'm just saying, be brave in your transformation. Walk your path with courage, and know that even if you have to leave somebody you really love and they just can't change, know that it's okay. We all go back to the other side and see each other. Give that person, love them enough to let them go. Give them a chance to heal themselves like you had to. They have to have the choice of what side they're going to come to. We do live in duality and a balance. And I feel like I could just channel and go on forever, but I just want to tell you guys, like, be courageous in where you're at in your life. Nothing is by accident. My brain swells after listening to him. Yeah, mine too. I think the manipulators of the world have taken advantage of hell on earth. I believe their time is coming to a close. The meek shall inherit the earth. I like that. All right, guys. I love you all, and I want to thank you guys for coming and joining me. I have kids to go tend to. I need to really get on and do some shorts so that I can help my channel grow. I'm at 181 in a month, which is amazing. If you want to share my channel to somebody else you think could use it, I would appreciate that. If anybody feels guided to donate to my channel to improve equipment so that I can, right now I'm using 3 sources to record. If you feel guided to, in my description box under my name, it has my Cash App in there. I also do personal readings. That is also in my description box. Go ahead and leave me a comment somewhere and I can set up a time or place with you, obviously via internet, but to get you a personal reading if that's something that you're feel guided to do. Archangel Michael, I call on you. Thank you for guarding the gates as I've channeled these messages. I return all of the energy back that does not belong to me to the original people, and I send that back with love and light. I take all of my energy back with love and light, and I sever any energetic cords that may have formed between me or any energetic being, deity. I declare and demand that no weapons will be formed against myself or my listeners, so mote it be. The gates are now closed. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, all the passed on loved ones, for coming through. Ete oye sheke apate yanaye tekere tote yamananaye shekere tu. Bidre kutre shaye yononoye pakate te yamananaye. Ye terate kututuye she apaya. So mote it be. Thank you guys for joining me. I don't know, after I do my lives, it says it processes for like 4 hours just trying to get my live to post on my channel. I don't know if you can see it after or not. But it will be on there. God bless you, Starman. Thank you for coming on and just spending time. Again, anybody who's wondering what that, it's Chiron and the unified channel called Full Disclosure. He also has the pyramid code on there. Thank you, Susan. I send you so much love and blessings, and stay vigilant for those signs and synchronicities. I'm also being told to tell you to start writing down your dreams and journaling thoughts, because I feel like you might be an intuitive writer. Susan, oh my gosh. 17. Tree of Life. I don't know. I wanted to look at my shirt. June 14th. I'm Cancer, July 3rd. All right, guys. Well, I love you. So much love to you guys. Share the video. Hit the like button before you get off. And share it with somebody that you think would enjoy the conscious awareness that we bring to this channel. Thank you for being a part of my soul tribe. I'm blessed to have you. I'm grateful. And I will probably, if I don't go live tomorrow, I will probably be on the next day. Tomorrow, I'm probably going to work on doing some shorts so I can help the channel grow. I'm being pushed to create more growth and more time for my own spirituality, even though that I do have 5 biological children and 7 with my 2 stepchildren that are in the house. So no matter how full our hands are, Spirit helps me make time for that. Either way, I encourage you to take that spiritual bath, sage your house, put some flowers in there, go walk barefoot, spend some time in nature, take what we talked about here to heart, and just move from there. All right, guys. Peace out. Love you.